not guilty by the reason of insanity. Let's talk about legal aspects of mental health. It's quite interesting. You see, if somebody's very impaired and they do something illegal, they might not be able to participate in their defense. They might not be able to understand legal proceedings, cooperate with the lawyer. And in that case, these people are sent for restoration of capacity. So essentially, they do not have a capacity to participate in their defense. Their mental illness is preventing them from doing that, and they're going to be sent to psychiatric hospital to receive treatment, to be restored to capacity, and then they can face the trial. Now, after people do face the trial, if they are found to be guilty, the question is, were they understanding the factual circumstances at the time when they committed the crime? If they were grossly impaired or under the influence of psychosis, one can argue that they were not exercising sound judgment because they were not acting based on factual reality, but based on delusional thought content or the impairment induced by their mental illness. So they cannot be accountable for their actions. In that case, usually they're being sent to forensic psychiatric facility for further care and treatment. Now, there is a catch in both of these scenarios. In the first scenario, not everybody can be restored to capacity and not everybody can proceed with legal defense. There was a case, it's a landmark case, it's called Jackson versus Indiana. Essentially, somebody who was suffering from cognitive deficit was accused of committing a crime because they were intellectually disabled. They were not able to understand the legal proceedings and cooperate with the lawyer. They were sent to the facility for restoration of capacity, but you cannot restore intellectual disability back to normal IQ. So this person ended up being in facility forever in this legal vacuum until a team of legal experts took interest in this case, and the concept of Jackson relief came to be. It means that if you are sent to a psychiatric facility for restoration of capacity and that capacity is not being restored, you cannot be held at that facility longer than was the sentence for the crime that you are accused of allegedly committing. So, option 2, your capacity is restored, you participate in your defense, you find yourself to be not guilty by the reason of insanity, and then you need to kind of make a decision with your lawyer. Am I going to try to claim not guilty by the reason of insanity and involve all of the psychiatric experts to back up that situation, or do I want to be sentenced? It's a really complicated question. I would argue that you're better off getting a sentence because let's say you, killed somebody and you get a sentence of 25 years in jail. It is a very concrete time frame, 25 years. And 25 years and 1 day, you are a free man. Now, if you, under the same circumstances, claim not guilty by the reason of insanity, you're going to get a measure of treatment in forensic psychiatric facility that is for undefined amount of time. You're labeled as dangerously mentally ill, and the psychiatrist at that facility does not have the authority to release you. So if you are doing well, psychiatrist needs to write a petition to the court and to ask the judge to reconsider your case and maybe approve a release. And this actually happens very rarely in real life because a few of very simple questions are being asked. One of them is mental illness cured? If you are suffering from severe mental illness that causes you to commit serious crime without even being aware of factual reality, therefore not being guilty for that crime, it's unlikely that this illness will ever be cured. This illness is probably well controlled with medications that are available. But the second question is there a risk that symptoms of your illness are going to come back once medication is stopped? And the answer is yes. Nobody can predict the future. People can get sick again, especially if they stop the treatment. And then the third question is there any guarantee that once released, the patient is going to continue complying with the treatment that is prescribed? And the answer to that is also no. There is really no guarantee that somebody is going to continue taking their meds once they are out of the hospital. As a matter of fact, frequently people refuse medications while in the hospital, and we have to go to court to ask for a judge order for involuntary treatment, because unless you are consenting to a medication, nobody can give you medication against your will unless there is a judge order approving the facility to act in that manner. Very, very interesting. I can talk about this for hours. I'm going to stop now, but if you have any questions, please reach out, and I can obviously go in more details and discuss each one of these situations more in a way that I think is very interesting.